Hi everyone, my name is Santiago Poveda. I'm 29 years old. I live here in La Mesa, Cundinamarca. Currently, I work as an English teacher in a private school. I teach English in first grade until 11th grade. So, I am going to answer the questions about step two. So, the first one is, what is your purpose for studying English as a foreign language? Studying English as a foreign language has helped me to get a job as an English teacher, as I said before, and it also has helped me to get a better quality life. But taking into account the references that I must say that the main purpose is to refine my English in knowledge skills, including the transversal skill, like as all we know is the grammar, because the main skills are listening, reading, speaking, and writing. And to do that, we have to learn about grammar effectively. So teaching requires a strong pedagogical language. Also includes the different ways to get into students to learn the language and watch how they use it in a real life context. I want to have a professional independence with complex and specialized text on a global scale and access to major information, because in the future I want to be a translator or maybe a technical writer, or if so, an editor. The second question is regarding the nature of language study. What aspects imply acquiring speaking skills? So, considering Lever et al. At 2005, speaking is just not a social, is just a social and psychological skills, which implies understanding the context, which what for me is the most important thing about communication. Reading the partner's body language, like kinesic language, non-verbal language, clarifying misunderstandings, and adapting your discourse on the flow of the conversation. So it's not the same to talk about, I don't know, maybe some random stuff with your friends and talking about some academic topic with some colleagues at school. Um, you must overcome anxiety of making mistakes while speaking, which is natural. Even native speakers do it. So we have to ensure that this anxiety is not a problem to speak properly. The key is to develop confidence while talking. Also, Guillen 2004 says that speaking is not just producing sounds, it's more like connecting with another person while interacting um, in another context on real life situations. Um, third question. After planning your language study and especially to enhance your speaking skills, how can you assess your progress? So to assess my speaking progress, I use the following strategies. The first one is shadowing. Shadowing with interviews from topics that I like and sometimes professional related topics. I start explaining something complex or just start to summarize memories from days before to improve my work memory and my real life vocabulary. Sometimes I record myself to catch some speaking pronunciation or fluency mistakes, avoiding filler words. Like I am doing this right now, like with or So I always think in the target language at first, but naturally I find myself thinking about my routine. I have found myself talking in English or using some words in my Spanish vocabulary because I acquired those words initially in English. Uh, Another point is that I talk with different AIs to enhance my fluency and pronunciation in real life context mostly. I also Gemini Live to produce conversation in real time to improve my knowledge about some topic that I'm interested in. So the fourth question is, how can you recognize lifelong language learning? Mention specific strategies from your experience and the references. So, lifelong learning being a teacher is a necessary thing because I need to integrate my English to my daily life, as I said before. I also need to know slangs, idioms, general culture about the language, and maybe about the country that they speak, the language is spoken. And based on Liver et al. 2005, and based on my own experience, I must say that I organize this through A. Challenge based learning, ABR. At school, we are using this method to give students the needing or the need to learn properly to apply that knowledge in real life context. So I apply this method to myself as well. I learn specific words, I learn specific words. I'm sorry. I learn contractions, ways to speak faster and more like native speakers. I tend to translate mentally something that I read in another language like Spanish or Japanese to English to enforce my general language skills. Through my English learning journey, I have been developing some faster writing skills about any topic. My last recent text was about 200 words about economy and quality life, and I also made an 8-week planner for C1 level students for work. B. I always try to consume content in the target language every day through songs, movies, TV series, podcasts, books, scientific articles about mental health because this is a theme that I like the most. To improve my work memory and to get used to my brain to change languages at any time without being thinking slowly. I basically do several input in my daily life and do output to enforce my skills. And finally, C. Creating new goals and more challenging than previous ones give the brain the dopamine to establish new goals and learn, understand, and apply that new knowledge in my daily life. So I think thank you for watching this video. So bye bye. Take care.